Russia's worsening air defense crisis is now forcing the Russian command to urgently put ordinary civilians in improvised military units, sharply increasing the number of deadly accidents, which we will review in this report. Authorities in the Krasnodar region have announced that employees of local enterprises will be recruited into mobile fire groups tasked with protecting factories, infrastructure, and other rear area targets from Ukrainian drones. Workers will reportedly receive 50,000 rubles, or around 537 euros, and sign contracts with the Russian Ministry of Defense, although officials insist they will not be deployed to active combat zones. The measure reflects Russia's shortage not only of air defense missiles and functioning air defense systems, but also of trained personnel capable of operating them across the country's enormous territory. However, the arrangement contains a serious risk, as once a civilian signs a defense ministry contract, that person falls under military authority, regardless of verbal promises from regional officials. More importantly, mobile fire groups would usually require careful selection, discipline, communication and coordination, and extensive weapons training. Simply giving factory employees rifles or heavy machine guns and ordering them to shoot at drones is unlikely to create an effective defense. Instead, poorly trained crews waste ammunition, fire into populated areas, or bring down aircraft directly onto the civilians they are supposedly protecting. Russia's desperation is understandable because Ukrainian attacks are becoming relentless, and even Russian sources admitted that approximately 3,000 Ukrainian drone and missile strikes were observed during a single week. The geography of these raids is also expanding beyond Crimea, border regions, and Moscow toward the deep Russian rear. At the same time, Ukrainian drones are becoming faster, more resilient to Russian electronic warfare, and increasingly difficult to stop, meaning improvised mobile teams with almost no training are already struggling against threats beyond their capabilities. The catastrophic consequences were demonstrated on a crowded beach in Gelendzhik. Russian air defense personnel fired at and shot down an incoming Ukrainian drone without considering where the wreckage would fall. The aircraft crashed directly among beachgoers laying on the sand and exploded in a massive fireball. 7 people, including 3 children, were reportedly killed, while more than 60 others were injured. Russian officials accused Ukraine of deliberately targeting civilians, but videos filmed by bystanders contradicts this, and clearly shows how Russian air defense had brought the drone down onto the beach with complete disregard for the consequences. The incident became even more disturbing because the mobile group was reportedly protecting not an essential military facility or major industrial site, but one of Vladimir Putin's residences near Gelendzhik. Russian civilians therefore died because an inadequately trained crew prioritized preventing damage to Putin's vacation home over calculating the danger to hundreds of people below. After the Russian accusations, Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Ukrainian Center for Countering Disinformation, said in a statement that it was Putin who killed these Russians, and had he not started the war, the strikes on Ukraine, and forcibly put untrained personnel in charge of heavy weaponry, these people would still be alive. Russian training footage demonstrated how reckless these improvised formations can become, as during one exercise a mobile fire group mounted a heavy machine gun onto a truck. The weapon was originally designed for the Mi-24 helicopter and was not intended for manual ground operation. Its recoil and weight caused a soldier to be thrown from the vehicle, the gun shooting uncontrolled in all directions and nearly turning the exercise into another fatal incident for everyone involved. In Russian-controlled Sevastopol in Crimea, the danger came directly from an armed serviceman who was given a weapon without proper selection. He opened fire on fellow soldiers, killing one and wounding another before shooting civilians as well. 3 civilians were killed and 3 more wounded before the attacker was detained. The event demonstrated what can happen when armed personnel are deployed without proper screening, combat, or psychological preparation. Overall, as Ukrainian strikes expand, Russia is placing increasingly unprepared people behind powerful weapons. Yet the priority remains protecting Putin, government facilities, and regime assets rather than ordinary citizens. The result is a collapsing air defense system, in which incompetence becomes almost as dangerous as the incoming Ukrainian drones themselves, leaving Russians to pay the price for Putin's security, even with their lives. To watch uncensored combat footage that we used in this report, check out our interactive news map. Here we are unrestricted by the YouTube policies and can finally show you the full uncut version of what really happened. But what is even more important, this map will give you access to all our analysis of significant events that go far beyond of what we can include in our short daily videos. Finally, we are officially releasing the second generation of our interactive map. What you are seeing on your screen right now is a significantly enhanced and far more powerful version of the map that has even more advanced features and news analytics tools. To celebrate the launch of the new map, we are also launching a 50% sale on all subscription plans. Starting from just $4.99, you will not only gain premium access to the map, but you will also unlock all our exclusive strategic updates, frontline overviews, and strategic geopolitics videos. So check out the link in the description to become an exclusive member of our community. I truly appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us. Your support means the world to us.